What is up, guys? Welcome back. Another episode here of Fast and Furious. So here we are again, another year, same boat, still doing some upgrades and modifications to it. Figured I'd come back to you guys with some amazing hair, sort of. And just walk around the boat again real quick, just with some upgrades that I've done to it. Kind of show you guys where it's at now. I don't see that I'm going to make any more changes to it. The next move is to upgrade the whole boat as a whole. But for now, a couple of things I've done to it. And I'm pretty excited about what I've done. And I got a big tournament coming up in it. After that, it's probably, like I said, it's going to be time to get a new boat. And probably 2021 is when I'm going to go ahead and make that jump to a boat that I can enter in some big tournaments in myself and try to do my thing. So we'll see how that goes. First and foremost, praying that it's the right decision and what I should be doing, most importantly, because if it doesn't line up with what I'm supposed to be doing, then it ain't gonna work. So I want to make sure that I'm doing what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm obviously going to pray really hard about it, talk to a few people about it, kind of put a plan together and kind of roll from there. But for now, I enjoy my small boat and enjoy what I can do with my small boat. But I also bought another small boat. So kind of show you guys here. I bought another small boat. And so show you guys here, I got a tracker, a low Big John boat. It's a 14-foot John boat, trailer. I can put the power pole on here if I want. I can make a couple mods to that and have that boat rolling. But at the same time, I also have another boat, 10-foot, two-person boat as well. So I have plenty of small boats. I'm not getting anywhere near away from the tiny boat thing. That's going to be my deal, 14-foot, 10-foot, and I'm probably going to throw a 12-footer in here if I can get my hands on one. The little one I can throw in the back of the truck. This one I need a trailer for. I've thrown it in the back of the truck, but I didn't like doing that, so I need a trailer for. I got the trailer, another coming, but I do need a bigger boat that I can get in and feel comfortable and be allowed to fish these bigger tournaments at. So, like I said, I wanted to do one final walkthrough with you guys of the tracker. Like I said, next year probably won't be doing many videos on the tracker. Going to kind of make a little shift here, but if it's not going to work out, I'm just going to keep the small boat and keep doing my thing. I can get it. I believe John Cox said it best. If your boat's holding you back, you don't want it bad enough. So the only thing is, if your boat's actually like physically holding you back, like you can't enter the tournament with your boat, there's nothing with your boat. You've got to be resourceful. You've got to ask a buddy, can you borrow a boat? But you don't want to go from a tracker to a 21-foot boat and not know what the heck you're doing, end up having to mess up your buddy boat. So just make sure you know what you're doing. But wanted to do a quick walkthrough of the boat, show you guys what I got going on. So here, first and foremost, another mod that I've made. I added some lights to the boat. So basically, it's a little light panel here. I go over here to the side, hit the switch, boom. Got lights on the boat. So hopefully you guys can see that. Boat lit up, not lit up. Sorry, it's coming. Lit up, not lit up. So that's gonna come in handy. Be able to get a little bit more done ahead of time and be ready to go when it's time for cast and take off. So the lights on there is key. Still got the same electronics I've had, guys. I've had this Humminbird Helix 5 unit on there, sonar, GPS forever. Haven't made any changes to that. Still got the same seats, all that good stuff on there. I keep a couple of things down there that I need, my net, my light switch, my little charger. I keep that deal on there. I do have the YOLO Tech, so this is key here, guys. The YOLO Tech, that's my YOLO Tech for recording. Obviously you guys can see the motor, haven't changed anything there, same 40 horsepower motor. I did do this though. I did mount the power pole. I believe I showed you guys that in my last video though. I did mount it on there, so it's permanently on there. So when I launched my boat, I hit my little power pole. That's what I showed you guys down there in the bottom. That was my remote for the power pole. So I grabbed the remote for the power pole, put pocket when it's time to launch, bloop bloop, double tap my button, sticks the power pole in the ground. My boat doesn't move and I'm good. I may tie it up if the current's like really blowing, but if not, the power pole holds me still and I'm good. Pull off, lift the power pole up and roll. I keep the power pole in pretty much all day, pull up on the spot, especially if I'm shallow fishing. If I go to a deep clear lake, I only use it to launch and then I tuck it away. If I'm at like the Potomac, I keep it on because I can hit the button and keep me on my spots all day. So power pole micro, I showed you guys that before. So power pole micro, I keep the thing for it right here. So I keep the anchor spike right here on the side where you're supposed to keep your rods at. I don't have it all bent up like that, but I keep it where you're supposed to keep your rods at, and that keeps it right in this place for me where I need. The other modification I made, I showed you guys before, added the straps. You got to have the straps on here for your rods. I did change the seat. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that seat, you guys are always talking to me about my seat. Why is it so low? Why does it sit at your calf muscle? Well, it doesn't anymore. I added a new seat. there's a group on Facebook. It's called Bass Tracker Boat Owners group. And basically on that group is a bunch of tracker owners, 13,000 plus, that you can ask questions to, and they'll give you answers to questions. So I asked them, what should I do for a seat? And they suggested a couple of models of seats. Pedestals. I asked them for what I should do for a pedestal and a seat. So I've got to get the actual cushion seat for it, but I just got the pedestal for now, and I love it. I love it. Guys, like, I can sit on that thing like comfortably. I don't feel like I'm leaning or squatting down, so I'm so glad I did it. It just took forever to do it, but I like the one sitting right behind my calf. I felt like that was really good. That's even better for keeping me stable. I felt really stable on the boat with that on there. So a little pedestal here with the seat added on there. Boom, good to go. So that's another modification I did make. I showed you guys before my live well system. I keep the little fray bills. I keep 2 of them down there, as well as the little buoy things you can throw out, but I keep 2 of the fray bills down there. I run those into the live well so I get my oxygen and bubbles. I run my G-Juice or Please Release Me. I'll run that in there with the bubbles, with the aeration system that's part of the boat, and that has been able to keep my fish alive and do really well with a surprisingly small live well. So I've kept 15, 16 pounds alive in that live well all day, weighed them in. Now the thing with me is I don't catch a lot of, it's an 8-hour tournament. I don't catch a lot of my fish until 1 or 2 o'clock. So I have yet to keep a 5 fish limit of good sized fish alive from 7 to 3. But I have kept them alive from 12 to 3. So let's put it that way. Like from 12 to 3, I've been able to keep them alive and do really well. But I have never had them from, like, I've had a limit of like 8 or 9 pounds at 7 o'clock, right? I've had that before, 7:30, 8 o'clock. I've had a limit by then. And it's been alive all day. Like, but we're talking 8 or 9 pounds. I've never had 15, 16 pounds in the boat at like 8 a.m. and kept it alive all day. I haven't done it yet. Haven't done it. Don't know if I can. Don't want to. I kind of want to try, but we'll see. That hasn't happened. And big bass towards is big fish. You keep it alive long enough to get it back to the live well. I mean, back to the weigh-in every hour, and that's it. So you don't even have to keep them alive. That's why I like that kind of tournament. That's why I take this boat to that kind of tournament. I can put an 8-pounder in there. I just got to keep him alive for 15 minutes to get him back to the boat ramp, and then they let him go, and he's good. So that's why I like them kind of tournaments. I don't even have to keep 5. So I showed you guys before the upgrades. We'll keep going. This is the trolling motor. Obviously, I upgraded it from 45 to 65. Immediately do that if you buy this boat. Do not keep that 45-pound thrust on there unless you are only cruising around electric reservoirs. Even if you are, I still recommend you upgrade it, and I still recommend you put another battery in the back, because this sucker ain't going to keep you going all day. It is not. I don't care what you tell me. If you want to move around and you stay on your trolling motor as much as I do, I might fish for 8 hours, guys, and I'm on the trolling motor for 5. 45 pounds ain't gonna get it done, man. 45 pounds and 1 battery ain't gonna get it done. So I've upgraded this to a 24-volt system and 2 batteries and a 65-pound thrust trolling motor. 8 hours, no problem. 12 hours. I mean, I can go. It'll start to die if I stay on it forever, but for the most part, it's still going strong. So no issues there. I love it. Like I showed you guys, I added the Teach Marine prop thing here to keep it quiet. Added this little band that you keep around your trolling motor. It keeps it quiet as well. So I've added a couple things to keep it quiet, silent my approach. But I don't know if you guys can tell, there's one new piece here on the trolling motor. So boom, here we go. We're going to the biggest new upgrade I've added to the boat. Here we have it, guys. This is the Humminbird Helix 7 Mega Chirp Side Imaging Electronic Graph. So what I've added most recently to the boat is the Humminbird Helix 7 Mega Chirp. Now, at one point in my bass fishing career, I did have a Helix 9 at my console. I no longer have that. I did have it when I was doing really good in my boat, but I don't have it anymore. I've just been running the 5 and a 5. I finally upgraded, and the 5 I had up here was just down imaging. It was a regular unit with down imaging. I've added now the Helix 7 side imaging, mega imaging, chirp, down imaging. Everything's on here. And I thought about putting it at the console. I did think about putting it at the console, but if you guys remember what I just said, I spend more time up here than I do over there. Okay? More time up here than I do over there. So I decided if I'm going to invest in something, I'm going to put it up here where I'm at. So when I pull up the trolling motor, drop it in the water, ready to fish, now I will be able to see what's beside me, what's beneath me, and I'll be able to mark spots specifically on here that I go over. So that's the problem I had with this one too. I'd go over a rock pile, it would look fantastic. I had nothing to hit mark on here. So then when I circle back around to it, I really don't know where it's at unless I remember. I don't know if you guys remember, I had a Rappahannock video where I caught a nice fish at the edge of a piece of wood, and I could not remember where that wood was to make that cast again. So I went back and watched the video again to figure out where I caught it was really weird. I'm like, I just should have been able to hit something and be like, I'm good. And someone told me I could link my units from there to the back. I never looked farther into it because they were 5s. Like, I really didn't think you could link with the 5s, but I didn't research it. So I should have researched it, but at the end of the day, I knew I was going to make an upgrade either way. So I got the 7 up here now. I'll be honest with you, I may add a second graph up here, and it's probably going to be a Garmin 93 SV. I may add that. So I'll have this one here and one more right here, like boop, boop, like that. So I have the Humminbird here and the Garmin here. So I may do that, and I may add one more up at the console. I may. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't plan on making any more updates, but the thing is, if I do make updates to this, everything I make to this ain't going with the boat if I sell it. Unless there's like the deal is, because basically whatever I paid for this, I'm not gonna get that back. So for me, it makes sense just to unhook and throw this on the new boat and get the new boat off to a great start without even having to make a huge investment and get like $10,000 worth of electronics. I can just get what I'm used to. I won't bring the 5, obviously. Hopefully whatever I buy has a decent console graph, but I will also make sure that I have this Mega and the Chirp on there as well. I'm about to go mess around with it here over the next couple weeks to make sure I'm ready and dialed in for the tournament, know what I'm looking at. I haven't used side imaging in a while. Everything I've been catching has been either with no electronics at all, or with everything I've been catching is with the Humminbird Helix 5 down imaging. That's it. So literally I can see what's beneath the boat, and by the time I see it, I'm already past it, and I can't even cast and catch it. I have caught no fish at all over 4 years of having this boat. I've never caught a fish using the front graph on my boat, on my bow. I've never caught a fish using that graph. Matter of fact, I have a name for the thing on my graph. It's called Liar, okay? Because this graph never shows me anything of any use. So a lot of times people always fish me, and they're like, hey dude, I see fish right here. I'm like, those are liars, okay? Both the graphs are liars. They don't tell the truth. They lie, their pants on fire, and they're awful people, okay? They just lie. So I'm like, if you see it on there, it probably doesn't exist, and we probably should move, because whatever fish is on that graph is not meant to be caught, and that's wasting our time. If you guys look at my tournaments, you'll see when I'm fishing with my son, we're just fishing. We just go fishing. We see what, and we go by the clues of what goes on in the water. So I skip a jig, a fish bites it, okay, fish are underneath the docks. That's how I go fishing. I don't rely on these graphs, man. Like, I feel like a lot of these guys, they do rely on the graphs. You take away the graphs, I don't even know if they could find a fish. I don't know if they know what they're looking at. I don't know if they could find a fish. They might be an idiot if you take away the graph and give them a boat, just with a boat, and have them go follow like the birds. And structure on the side, and like they might can go flip a tree, pitch into a tree if they see a tree, but other than that, like, I don't know, some of these guys, they're so heavily reliant on their graphs that it doesn't make any sense. I did a lot of work without graphs. Now you give me a graph that actually is legit and can show me something, put the two together and I'll be good. Like, my buddy has graphs in his boat. His graphs are not liars, okay? His graph showed me a contour line, it showed me a channel swing bank, it showed me where a little channel was, and it showed me how the water was flowing, or how it should be flowing to the graph. I made a cast there with my crankbait, 3.5 pounder, boom. Like, I was able to use his graphs, the front graph, match my depth. It showed me exactly where the boat was in the water, and my depth, and I kept sliding over far enough to get right on the edge of that, and then make those casts. And sure enough, I got hit the first time, I landed it the second time. Like, some of these graphs are not liars. The Helix 7, the Mega and the Chirp, I've used it before. I've caught fish with it. I've made money with it before. Those are not liars. Those graphs are good. The OG Helix 5s, they're liars, okay? But the new ones are not. Sorry, no disrespect. I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just saying they've upgraded the technology, and I got really good with the previous technology. With the Mega technology and the Chirp technology. Just a basic graph, it just tells me, it's basically good for telling me the depth and the time. And I can do that on Boat US app. Like, I could do that on the boating app or the Navionics app. I don't need a $500 depth finder for that. I'd rather spend $900 and get something that actually can help me if I'm gonna have something on the boat. Otherwise, I just gonna take all this crap off. So upgrades, that's what I've done. I've got the Helix 7, Humminbird, Mega, Chirp. I'm very excited about it. Can't wait to try it. But with the upgrades that I've done, it's 2020. We're still rocking the boat, still pushing through everything, still staying faithful, still going strong. So rock with me, guys. I got more and more stuff coming. I wanted to do a quick update video for you guys with the boat, show you a little bit about what's going on, and we're ready to rock. There will be more tournament videos coming. My season's not done. I got a couple big. My biggest tournaments of the year are ahead of me, and we're in September. So that just tells you, when you work hard throughout the beginning part of the year, the big stuff is still coming. Like, you're finally getting into the big stuff. I'm here. We're gonna try to make the most of it, as always. So my Bass and Furious friends, I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Peace. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.